Your art is only as good as your honesty. And to be honest, truly, is to be true to yourself and with yourself. And in order to achieve truth within yourself and with the world, um, is by being obsessed and curious. But being obsessed and curious alone is not gonna do you any good. Because if you want to be the best at something, you gotta be humble enough to know you have to learn a lot. And humble enough to know that you don't know anything, actually. The old cliche that says that the more you know, the less you actually do know. And I think it's pretty relevant um, to talk about this in regards to artists and creators. Uh, as a painter, a creator, whatever, I don't like to define what I do, but I paint mostly. Um, I always wanted to be the best. I wanted to be very good. I painted since I could, actually. I'm self-taught and I was obsessed. Wasn't always aware of my obsession, but I always try to learn more and derive inspiration and admire the things that um, touched me and moved me. Uh, and I always wanted to not to imitate the art, but to imitate the effect. I wanted to create the same effect. I wanted to put out to the world the same energy that I received from a piece that inspired me. And when I say piece, I don't mean just a painting or music or any form of, just when you think about art. I believe art is just communication, whether you communicate better or worse. But art is meant to be transcendent and a creation from a creator. Um, and uh, it truly is a union between the creator and the recipient, the watcher. Um, and once the art meets um, the one who watches it and receives it, it transcends. It becomes bigger, and that's it. It levitates. It goes on to a higher realm, and to me, that's just communication. Uh, it's transformation of information committed by a certain individual or individuals and processed through their own interpretation and whatchamacallit. And um, I think the best way to create is, in other words, the best way to express. And you can only truly be very good at expressing yourself only as honest as you can be with yourself. You can't really express yourself well if you're not honest with yourself, and when you don't know your motives and your ideals and thoughts and crevices within your brain. So that's what I mean when I say you gotta be truly honest and curious, but you gotta dilute it with infinite humility. You always gotta be humble, always. You'll go nowhere with just being obsessed, without the never-ending hunger to learn more and to seek yourself in the world outside of you, um, and to know that the nature of all this is to find the world inside of you too. You gotta find yourself you gotta find yourself out there, and you gotta find the out there inside of yourself. It's all the same. There's no true duality. Duality is only a concept that can help us, uh, as an illusion, as a contra, to understand how it doesn't truly exist. You know, you see how it works. Um, yeah, and be curious. You know, there's infinite things to learn, and just be infinite with your art, as there's infinity. You have to move in the world with like unwavering curiosity, never ending curiosity, and to learn yourself through that curiosity until you find your world, and you find yourself knowing yourself better. You have to know yourself all the time, and you can only know yourself through these exact components: being curious, humble, and the axis is always your ego. Your ego is the axis that moves you. That's what makes you work on that stuff. You want to be the best at painting? Hell yeah. Be curious, be humble, um, and be obsessed. Always be obsessed. Um, I think that's the greatest teacher. Like, honestly, that's all you need. That's all you need. Um, your art will only be as good as your honesty. And that's why I believe that uh, in your true authentic self, there's no actual mistakes in art. You can't really like paint something and say, oh, it sucks, and throw it away. It was a point in time, and you were always the context, you know. Um, so just keep that. You didn't throw yourself away when you were younger and dumb. Uh, you didn't throw your actions away when you did things you wouldn't do today. So why your art? You know, it doesn't make sense. It's just like denying yourself and thinking it will help somehow. Everything is a teacher. Everything that feels misplaced is a lesson. Um, so keep those lessons. Don't deny them. It's not going to do you any favors, especially if you want to be good at being honest. Um, yeah, yeah. You know, just fucking do. Just create.